What are teens today not ready to hear? College isn't free, this life owes you nothing, and the only thing you're entitled to is a reasonable level of respect. You will remember some random thoughts or daydreams you had as a kid. You also remember what it was like to be a kid. And how it felt. They're emotional memories as much as anything else. So, your parents 100% know what it's like to be a kid, but they just act like they don't. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. Not everything is a new sexuality. Being a part of the LGBTQ doesn't make you cool. Don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against LGBTQ, it's just that some people make it their whole personality. The system isn't rigged against you. If you live in America in the 21st century, you've won the lottery of life. Relationships are 50-50. Love is showing someone your heart and praying they don't rip it apart. I don't know how many teenage girls I've seen, both recently and when I was a teen, that wanted a baby. You need to make sure that you fully understand the responsibility that comes with having a child before you decide it's for you. It's not the pretty picture in your head of the quiet, tender moments with your baby. You are responsible for raising a child and taking care of it financially as well as everything else. You will have no free time. You cannot rely on others to take care of your baby if you have school, or want to go out with your friends. Your child is your responsibility. You need to make sure you take your child to the pediatrician and dentist when they need to go. Do you have insurance or know how it works? Or even have your own income? This isn't the same thing as having a pet. This is a person you are bringing into the world. Everything your parents/guardians do for you are what you need to be able to do for your child. Everything from money, food, clothing, education, safety, love, attention, discipline, and so much more I can't even list. If you are truly insisting you want a baby as a teenager, make sure you understand not only all of the responsibilities you would take on, but also the constant fear every good parent has to live with, because when you love something as much as your child, the fear that something bad could happen to it, whether your fault or not, never goes away. College degrees don't have to be finished within 4 years. It can longer, it can be shorter. What matters is that you did it. College isn't for everyone. If you're breathing, you're still killing it. Life gets harder. Sometimes as long as you breathe, you win. Save money 10% more if you can do it forever. Don't spend it on anything less important than your house. If you live in America, don't get sick. Here's a horoscope for you, Libra: you're gonna die. That they should give up on any dreams they have. That sweet sounds of Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. My pre-smartphone teenage experience was demonstrably better than yours due to the lack of smartphones. You will never know what it's like, sadly. That their music is whack. Stop recording everything and just enjoy it. You'll get upset about how easily you forget things when you sit there trying to capture it on camera. You're playing generational hot potato with who gets to watch the apocalypse. I hated old people too until I became old. Now I hate the youth and old people. This will happen to you as well. None of us get the life we think we deserve. Make the best of it. You are not the main character. Society really doesn't care what color your skin is or your sexual orientation. That stuff is only glorified on the internet. You're not as oppressed as you think you are. Their lives aren't that hard. When you reach my age, there's a good chance you'll be facing down famine, armed conflict over water rights, and global economic and ecosystem collapse. Sleep tight. A lot of life is about doing things you don't want to do. It's not realistic to be happy and engaged and enjoy 100% of what you do every second of your waking hours. You'll likely have to work a slog of a job and have relationships that are unfulfilling, but hard work in both aspects will get you farther than jumping from new thing to new thing. Believe it or not, functioning adults rarely get to do whatever they want to do whenever they want. You're not you yet. Your brain and personality doesn't really solidify until your mid-20s. Use this time to learn and grow and experience as much as you can. Your generation is not going to save the planet. 50% of what you think is cool about your personality, style, etc. will make you cringe in 10 years, with the added benefit of social media to keep that history around forever. And yes, it's just a phase. Thank God I grew up in the 90s. That you truly don't have a truth or identity until you have to figure life out as an individual and stop following trends. The world does not revolve around you. You'll probably never buy a house. When it comes to issues outside of the bubble of tolerancy, your feelings and your mental well-being are irrelevant. You are not going to become a successful social media influencer. Raises at work are earned, not handed to you. The world does not revolve around you. And no, you can't smoke weed on the job site just because you have a medical card. Edit, I've had to tell this to a lot of the 18 to 19 years/O kids who are just entering the full-time workforce that we get as new hires. You're at the easiest point of your life. Adult men only want to date teenage girls for one reason. Older doesn't mean cool. Your quality of life would be hugely better if you completely dropped social media, as in use your phone for calls, navigation, and virtually nothing else. IRL relationships are going to wind up being the most important ones as time goes on. It's better to be engaged with your literal surroundings and to get daily exercise, not the gym toe. That they are actually going to have to work for a living. Life is hard and no one owes you anything. Your generation is not the first to think they are saving the world. Your generation is not saving the world. Your generation is not unique or special. Your generation is not the best. In my late 30s and I still wonder when I'm going to feel like an adult. They're not as entitled as they think they are. The real world doesn't care about your pronouns, your feelings or what or how you identify yourself as. If you take out a student loan, pay it back. You aren't entitled to anything. The world doesn't care about your feelings nearly as much as school leads you to believe. The world isn't fair and PC and you just have to get over it. TikTok is not a career. You don't get a trophy or a gold sticker for everything you do. You are entitled to nothing. If you want it, you must earn it. You are not special. You are 100% replaceable at your job. There are no guarantees in life other than death and taxes. In so many quantifiable ways, you're actually living in the time of greatest human prosperity, and it's okay to be grateful for that while advancing equity. Neopronouns are stupid and confusing. We thought we knew everything too. Nobody knows everything and nobody's decision-making skills are infallible. The most important thing is to never stop re-evaluating who you are and what you do. It's totally okay to change tracks and do something else. Your actions have consequences. You need to hold yourself accountable for those actions. Getting pegged every once in a while ain't so bad. People that call other people snowflakes are the real snowflakes. Communism and anarchy are not the right answer to the current problems in the world. No one has to be nice to you. Teens are not ready to hear the same things teens have always not been ready to hear. It's only going to get worse. That your generation might not bring the change the world needs. That no matter what their parents say, the world does not revolve around them. There is no shame in running away from a street fight. You're not special and you most likely won't change the world. They aren't owed anything. People aren't going to entertain your delusions in the real world, outside of the bubble you live in. You're not special. Work hard and don't lie. JNCO jeans will eventually come back around like bell bottoms did. Get therapy right now. If you can, right now. Don't wait. Get therapy as soon as you can. Take it from someone who waited way too long to get therapy. 7th grade is the apocalypse now for teenagers. Don't go to college unless your major will lead to a well-paying job. You will need to have saved $500,000 by age 25 and $3 million by age 65 to retire comfortably. The cost of living? It's gonna go up and up and up. And wages? They'll kinda stay the same. You might get a raise every now and again. So start saving now. Not that it'll matter. Communism isn't edgy or funny or good. The current system sucks, but you would be unimaginably worse off. Probably dead of starvation.